today's video, we are going to be discussing what they don't tell you before you get started in property investing. You see, I find these days many people are selling you the dream. They're selling you what's going to happen for 5 or 7 or 10 years to come. But what they don't tell you is right now. What do you need right now to begin in property investing and how it will hold you in good stead? And if you are a coach or a consultant, I tell you that before you get to the end of this video, you're also going to find something really good that will help you in your entrepreneurial journey on what you need right now before you actually start investing in property. Welcome to my channel. Today's the last day of the 30-day challenge. I should have called it the 31-day challenge because it's 31 days in August. My name is Genevieve Stafford Jack, and I'm so pleased that we are able to have gone through this 31 days answering a question a day of what property investors and aspiring property investors ask. You see, oftentimes people don't focus on what you need today. Today you need a base income. What do I mean by a base income? You need an income coming into you while you are either operating on using other people's money, or even operating from a point of view that you've got a 9-to-5 job and you're going to use the bank's money. And why would you need a base income? The base income, I believe, is going to help you with two things. That base income is going to help you get the education that you will need for when you need to position your deals if you are in creative finance. That base income will help you draw reports like the TPN report and the Lightstone report that's going to fine-tune your due diligence for your property investing opportunity. So these are all the tools that you will need to actually expedite your journey within the property investing space and actually make money. You see, I believe that it's really important first to investigate what it is that you are interested in. And I did that investigation by means of going to a property training course and getting the coaching to direct me in that. One thing you could do is go into the description below. There's a free 3-hour training on my website. Start going through that in the meantime. It's all good and well if we say, when you start in property investing, go to the bank, get money, and the bank will be able to assist you. Tick, no problem. We've all heard that, right? Been there, done that, got the mortgage, got the t-shirt, happy. Others would say, go to friends and family. But my question is, if you go to friends and family and tell them, I've got this deal that I'd like you to invest in, how are you proposing that they help you in this deal? Does your friends or family actually see what you've been doing in property? So it's easy to say, go for friends and family. Some of us will cringe and say, no. Some of us will say, actually, I've got this uncle, I've got this aunt, or I've got this so-and-so that can help me in there. But my question to you is, do you have your ducks in a row so that you could pitch to them as if they're an investor? Right? Number 3, some people will say, I'm looking for an investor. I'm happy if you're looking for an investor. Just like friends and family, do you have your proposal in place? Do you have an irresistible offer that an investor will say without a shadow of a doubt, I will invest in your deal? Right? These are the things that we need to understand. And I really just bring out these first 3 points so that in the next 2 points on creating that base income, let's see where you tap into it or how you could tap into it. You see, I want to challenge you this. When you're finished with the video, there's something I'd like you to do. If you believe that all you are looking for is money right now and you've got everything else in order, I would like you to press the record button on your phone and watch the time for 60 seconds and record your pitch to your family and friends or to a potential investor you could have just bumped into. Because many times we say, all I am is looking for an investor. But if you bump into the investor, my question is, how prepared are you? Once you've recorded for that 60 seconds, now listen back to that 60 seconds. My question to you is, if you had R1 million, would you invest in you? And that is a very challenging question to ask you. I know that. I fumbled. Guys, when I came across pitching for a deal, I was like, it's like my tongue got loose, and I'm thinking, oh flip, I thought I was ready for this. I thought I had my ish in order. So all I now needed to do was, now that my education was taking shape, I needed to understand, what does a proposal look like? What does an offer or elevator pitch look like? And that was a lot to deal with all at the same time, because those were the same things I was fine-tuning for my business, because I just had gone into entrepreneurship in my training and coaching business. So now I was kind of killing two birds with one stone, but there was a lot of pressure. And eventually, after walking into the wall so many times, I want to tell you that eventually I got it right. I was able to say, if you are an investor that is looking for passive income at 20% return on investment, and you are interested in strategy 1, 2, 3, then I have got a deal for you where both you and I could win. You see, what did I do there? I was able to address, if you are an investor and you are interested in this amount of return on investment and this is your strategy, I was able to take out two things an investor's always asking. And investors always asking, so what strategy is this and this return on investment? They always want to know, how is their money making money? How's their money making baby money? So this is where I come from with the challenge. So I've been through the test as well. I've walked through the wall as well. And if you're anything like me, I want to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, yes, I walked into that wall, then I will know what you're talking about. And here is where I really unpack about your base income. You've got these three options, but my question is, how prepared are you for these options? So the one way, besides having your 9-to-5 job, your one way, if you're an entrepreneur like me, to actually solidify your base income. The first way is sell first. Before you even get into property investing and what you're going to be doing, your base income you need to have, which then means you need to sell first. And you could ask, well, what the heck do I sell? There are so many things to sell in this day and age. Guys, before March 2020, was selling masks a business opportunity? Not really. 6 months later, it is a booming business. Why? Because of the pandemic that we're sitting in. So I want to say sell first. If you say to yourself, well, I'm not sure what to sell. I'm a consultant. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a coach. Where do I start first? There's two ways of selling. You could sell your product or somebody else's product. Think about being the middleman somewhere, right? What if you know of somebody with a good product and you know of a potential customer? How would it work for you if you become the middleman to get these two together? You could start negotiating on what percentage you could earn. The second part is, look, I'm a consultant, I'm a coach, I'm an entrepreneur. I really don't want to sell somebody else's product. Then I'm going to say, can we challenge you to sell your own? And here's where I'm coming from. This is like a big one for all the entrepreneurs that are following me, that keep asking me, how do you expand your business as an entrepreneur? Because you seem to be investing and you've got your training and coaching business and you say that you're busy online as well. So that is 3 income streams. How the heck do you do it? So 3 years ago, I found something called affiliate marketing, and that got me chasing stuff online, understanding what is happening online, how could I really just expand myself online, and I went down a rabbit hole. Eventually coming out on the other side of the rabbit hole, I started looking inward, and I asked myself, what do I have that people are after? What do I have that I could make easier for somebody else, right? Some of you sing, some of you play the piano. Can you imagine saying, my business, I'm going to start off with teaching you the basics for free. I will give you value. I'm going to give you mad value, right? And then I'll take you through a coaching program. And that's what I did. I had learned over time how to create a program. that I used both offline and eventually I came online with it. I used it offline, meaning there's quite a few people that I came in contact with and they kept on asking me, how do you get started in property investing? Now, for me, if you had to say to me in 2016 that I would be teaching property investing in 2019, I would have thought you were, shy of 2 slices for a picnic. But eventually, in this process of life, I then started learning that there's a lot of people that are stuck somewhere in the beginning. I found that some people would say to me, Jen, I listen to so-and-so, I'm so inspired by them, but their language is far too high level, and I think I may be missing something in between. And that's when I started delving into really finding out what people are stuck with. And that's why I'm able to assist the beginner that's starting in property investing. And I did that as a one day, and I created a simple 8-week coaching program that it took me almost a year to refine. And eventually, as I refined it along the way, it really just took on different shapes. And that's what I'll be discussing for a lot of the consultants, entrepreneurs, as well as coaches that say, how do I dig deep inside to find out how I can be relevant for people? And when I started shaping that world for me, I was able to see that some of my programs, I was able to teach abroad and I was able to teach locally. And one of my programs that I really just emphasize to people abroad, I'll be bringing in locally. And that is simply, how do I create a course, whether I'm going to use the course online or offline? And how do I create a coaching program to go with it? Because when I did that, I was able to get a base income, right? And then I started learning, hey, by the way, I'm refining my offline program, which is property investing. How can I bring it online? So I've been online with my property investing program since May last year. And it's taken me over a year really just to refine the nuts and bolts of how it's worked to get to the point of what you see on my website. And I decided if I can do that for how do you create a course, how do you do this for customer retention and all these other small little programs, why can I not do that for property investing? And that's when I realized all the things that I'm learning on the ground in property investing, I incorporated into my program because it becomes real life beneficiary. And therefore, in my whole big span of my property and training, my training and coaching company, my online stuff that I do, as well as being a sourcing agent, how then can I start marrying some of the things I do to become affordable for people, to become relatable to people, also to have a very personal journey with people. So this for me is where I started finding my training and coaching business became a base income for me, which also fueled my property investing business. So when we went into COVID, I was still able to continue with the things that I did online. I was still able to get a base income and also help a few entrepreneurs that are not technically inclined with small little things on their website. So I looked internally, what could I sell that I am good at? I could sell technical skills. I could be a go-between. I could help with coaching. I could assist you in creating a course that you could use offline when we get out of this COVID situation, as well as eventually put it online and talk about the different avenues on how you can get people into your coaching. So I say all of this mouthful to come back to having that base income took away some of my stresses where the deal fell through, this didn't work, COVID happened, right? And I said to myself, okay, cool. As long as my training and coaching business is in place and is intact, and I can teach people something that I know I will not shortchange them, then my base income is in place. So my investment mentality is not always, I'm just looking for an investor, or I'm looking for money. I'm actually looking to expand. I'm actually looking for the education. I'm actually looking to develop a skill, because when people are in trouble, they look for people with a skill. So what skill can you sell? What skill can you monetize? And of course, doing it ethically, not just as wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. What could you sit down and consider? This skill I'm going to monetize. Why? Because I've got the experience, I've got the acumen to put it together, or I've traced the skill. I've learned how to. And then I was able to become that person, because that's what I did. I faltered and I failed with my programs a number of times until I got the skill to fine tune it. And now, creating a cause, I ask myself, what am I good at? Creating a cause is not a thing. So in closing this particular video, I want to ask you, what is your base income? What could you sell? Are you one of those people that say, oh, to sell scones and to sell whatever, I need 1, 2, 3. Could you sit down and introspect and ask yourself, for me to get ahead in life for where I am, can I find a skill that I can master? I then create the experience to go with it and then teach somebody else? Or do I have the skill that I can monetize so that I get a base income? So when it comes to looking for a property investing opportunity, I'm not just thinking like this, oh, am I going to have enough money for this month? But I'm thinking so much broader. I'm thinking, oh, I've already got 2 or 3 investors that are interested. I know what they are interested in, and that's what I'm going to look for them, while my base income is taking care of my everyday need. I'd like to invite you to subscribe, join the tribe, hit the notification bell, because this month of September, I'm going to be unpacking for you from an entrepreneurship point of view how I was able to keep training and coaching and sourcing business, and eventually marrying the two and making sure that I've got something to give back to property investing by means of creating a property investing course. And this is why I say property investing training is a small component of what I do. It's not the end all and the be all, because I wanted the actual skill to make me more money than sharing the skill. But then that's just my point of view. I trust that this has been awesome. I look forward to serving you. Take good care, and I'll see you in the next episode.